Hello everybody and welcome back to another exciting episode of Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV. Today, me and Eric are headed back to Kerr Scott Reservoir in Wilksboro, North Carolina. Folks, I'll guarantee you, Eric and I had a real good day and we had a real good time. So stick around, don't go away, we'll be right back after these messages.
This week's Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV is brought to you in part by Camelback Hydration Systems. Do you have a camel on your back? By Bolé Sportswear and Sunglasses. By Buckbuster Scents, scents for the serious hunter. By Elysian Fishing Rods, quality made in the USA. By Humminbird Depth Finders, only Humminbird gives you the detail. And also by CVA, it's just a better gun.
That's all fish. Hit the mark button on that. For some reason they're around these buoys. But when I was out here last week, every brush pile I came on that was holding fish like that, I would hit the mark button on the depth finder, okay? Because it's going to be important that we find these places on this lake. And even if you got to come out and spend an hour or two sometimes,
just
trying to find these places is very important. What Eric and I are doing, everybody, is we're getting ourselves ready here. We had just put the boat in and maybe gone, Eric, quarter mile?
Yeah,
and
probably, maybe.
Got up here close to this bridge and the depth finder just lit up. We'll show you a picture of the fish activity. The depth finder just lit up with what I believe is probably white perch. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some minnows. This is the rig I'm using right here. That's a 10-aught bait hook right there. Okay, and I've got a 1/4 ounce sinker with a swivel and also about a 2-foot leader. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some minnows on our line and just kind of drag and tight line across these fish just to see what they are. Might get into some really good white perch. If they're a white perch, there's got to be a gazillion of them down there because you'll see the depth finder. It just went blank with streaks of fish. So we're going to get set up and get the trolling motor down and head back there and see if we can't get a few of them fish.
Good size.
Oh,
crappie,
look
buddy.
at the size of that crappie! Wow, absolutely fantastic.
Oh, my. Hold on.
Look at the size of that fish, Eric. You got him?
Yeah.
That's a nice one. All right, hold him up, man. That's a nice fat crappie right there. What do you think he is? Maybe a pound and a half, 2 pounds anyways?
Easy.
Easy. I think he's going to the house, isn't he?
Yeah.
We've moved from the spot we were at, everybody, and come to another spot that I had found out here a couple weeks ago. All them fish we were on just didn't seem to be biting. And this is the second fish Eric caught. I didn't show you the first fish because it was really nothing great. But anyways, yeah, he'll have to go to the house. Wow, what a monster.
He may end up eating all the minnows.
I know it. Was that on the minnow?
That was on the minnow.
All right. Okay, we need another minnow.
I need another minnow. That one may be going on the wall.
Maybe. It's pretty big. That's a big fish. All right, now, we caught him right there. We got a marker out, and so we roughly know where we are, but it seems like the fish aren't biting where the marker is. We're just kind of sporadically catching them, just kind of trolling along, aren't we?
Yep.
Big one, Eric? What are you doing over there?
That's smallmouth.
Smallmouth. All right. If you can bring him, you get him. I'm going to hold the rod and you go down and lip him. Seems like we're really getting into some really nice fish here, folks. Want to move this pole out of the way?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, go ahead. Oh yeah. There you go. All right, Eric.
You put that pole back.
Hold on. Well, Eric, you're nailing them today. Every time I take him out with me, this is what happens. I think the only way I can solve that problem is just don't take him.
Just don't bring me.
Yeah. Well, them pliers sure come in handy, don't they?
Yes, they do.
All right. Let me get a good picture there, Eric. Very good. Let me get one more. Okay. Way to go. All right, well.
Put him back.
Let me show. Let's talk about, yeah, they put him back, Eric.
Let me put him back, and we'll talk about.
I want you to show folks what you're doing, because you've been, now that you caught that.
I caught, this was.
On the jigging spoon.
On the jigging spoon.
Eric's using a jigging spoon, and for the life of me, we're not really sitting on any structure at all. We're close to the structure that I had marked, the brush pile, but we're not even on it, and we're just kind of moving the boat around in and out. And Eric is catching these fish, and we're just not sitting on anything.
Just kind of sporadic.
Oh, what is that, Eric?
But it's a Wahoo jigging spin, and I picked these up at Academy, just going to look at some baits and just come across them. And it's like, that might be pretty good in the winter time. So and all I'm doing is just dropping it to the bottom and reeling it up, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 feet off the bottom, and just raising it up and letting it fall back down.
Hey, Eric, Santa Claus is coming in a few days, okay? So
here, Merry Christmas.
Just don't forget your buddy, okay? But yeah, try some of them out, guys. I mean, this is something new that we've tried.
Just look good to try. So hey, don't be afraid to explore different baits.
The first fish that Eric caught was a largemouth, about like that. I wasn't going to embarrass him on camera, but he inhaled that whole lure. I don't even know how he got it in his mouth.
All 3 hooks was in his mouth.
All 3 hooks. Right. Anyways, we're on the fish. We're catching a few fish today. It's really nasty out. Probably about 50 degrees, but you know, you get your hands wet and it's 50 degrees out with no sun, and your hands get cold and nasty, but we're gonna hang in there and try to catch a few more fish. All right,
let's do it.
Let's go.
Let us make this absolutely clear. The days of wasted casts and missed opportunities are over. New Mega Imaging takes fishing into the megahertz range for the first time, because higher frequency sonar means higher frequency of this. Without a doubt, it's the most detailed picture of the world below ever. And it's only from Humminbird.
There's a fish. Ah, another crappie. Yeah, there we go. All right. I knew if we find that brush pile would help us a little bit. Not as quite as big as yours, Eric.
Hey, but it's a fish.
Hey, at least I'm on the scoreboard now. Before it was, when you count your fish, there's 3 or 4, that one big crappie. It was more like 4 to 0, you know, with just that one crappie. So, anyways, all right, well, we're on the brush pile. All right, the brush pile's right off the end of this. We got to remember that pier and that buoy. This is why we're not getting them. We're getting off that brush pile.
Yeah.
Here you go. And at the same time, would you get me another minnow? As you can see, Eric and I into our rain gear. Reason being is it's starting to rain on us. It's due for I think he's dead. We're due for a storm. I don't know if you're giving me live bait.
Huh?
Eric's giving me dead bait, folks. So that's why my fish are coming in a little slow here.
I think my
You think your fish is killing them?
I think my fish is eating them.
Well, we need to take and kill him. Try and give me give me another one. So anyways, what's happening here? I need to try to stay focused. And we got a wall of rain coming in here out of Tennessee, and I think it's now arrived. I don't know what time it is, probably be about 11, 12 o'clock right now, but and that rain's coming in. Eric, that back pole, that little pole's hung up. It's only 11:22, so maybe it'll change the fishing. Maybe it's going to make it so it's going to rain hard enough where we're just not going to be able to fish at all. Anyhow, we're on the brush pile. It looks like we found a few fish, and we're going to try to catch them. Another fish. Oh, here's another crappie. All right, Eric.
Okay.
No, look at that brim. Look at the size of that brim. Every brim I've caught here on this lake has been a decent sized brim. Come on. I mean, that's a pan-sized brim, but I mean, you know, 20 feet of water.
On minnows.
On minnows. And look at that. You notice how the brim in the winter, they get kind of a nice violet or purple hue to the side of their body. Real pretty looking fish. Well, let me get him back in, get my bait back in the water. Maybe I can catch me another one. I'll show you guys what we're doing. We're using minnows, and this is a number 12 bait hook. And it's a pretty small hook, and all I'm doing is I'm coming up. You guys, a lot of you guys, I'm more or less telling this to people out there who don't know how to hook up a minnow. What I do is I'll just come right up with the hook and come right underneath the lip, just like you would a shad, and just hook them up just like that, okay? I've got about a 2-foot leader on there, and that's about 8-pound test line. And if you take a look, I got a swivel and a 1/4-ounce sinker. All we're doing is we're just pulling over the top of these brush piles, and I'm using the countdown system. If you don't know what that means, is I look on my depth finder and I find out where my brush pile is, or where my fish are staging at. It happens to be right now, I'm in 20 feet of water. So all I'm going to do, and I know, you've seen us do this striper fishing. I know the distance between here and here is 2 feet. So I'm going to count down, and I'll be able to know roughly within a couple of feet exactly where my bait's at. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I'm going to go 14 feet right now, because once I put my pole in, it's going to drop another 2 feet. And that's going to put that bait right in front of the fish. And if that's where they're biting, that's where I'm going to catch them. So it's a pretty simple thing that I'm doing. We're tight lining, get our bait where we need to have it, set it in the rod holder, and there's a good fish right there. Oh, another smallmouth. Look at the size of that smallmouth
Oh,
there.
my.
Wow.
You got a net?
No, a net? What's a net, man? When I got you, buddy. Don't you lose my fish.
Hey, you get me here and I'll get him.
Wow, what a nice smallmouth. Oh! You're not going to see it.
Told you need the net.
Okay. Well, anyways,
That was.
if you didn't see him, guys, that smallmouth was about that big. I would say he's probably about 15 pounds.
Monster.
Anyways, Eric, give me another bait, please. I'm going to try to catch him back. You got a bite? Anyways, that's what we're doing, okay, guys? We're letting our lines down, we're letting them sit on top of the fish, and something told me to turn around right there, and that smallmouth was on there. I don't care if I lost him. I caught him for all intents and purposes. Eric had his hands on him. I wish I could have showed him to you. I don't think the camera was pointing there, but he was probably about 4.5, 5 pounds, Eric, maybe?
Probably, yeah.
So about the same size as the one Eric did. The only thing I don't have is a picture to take home, but that's okay. Get him, Eric.
Bottom.
That's what I thought I had. That's why I turned around and checked my pole. I said, oh man, I'm on the bottom. I never, you know, net, man.
Maybe you might need to put one in here.
Well, yeah, I think you might be right. Think so? Just there it is. Snatch that sucker. Ha ha! You got him, don't you?
Yeah.
He was sitting there holding on to it. What is that? Bass?
I don't know.
Pretty good fighter, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Great, Eric. The pirate scores another one, folks. Good gosh, Eric. Oh boy, let me get over here. I can tell you're gonna need a hand on this one. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna help you like you helped me with. Oh, look at the size of that fish. Hold on, keep a steady pressure. Keep the pressure. Hold on. Come on back here, baby. Oh yeah, man. Eric.
Look,
What are
I
you
come
doing?
practice fishing and I can never get away from
I
the
can't
bass.
take you any place.
Nope.
Man. We found a brush pile here that just won't quit. And I got these nifty pliers here that we got from Cross Company. Need to try to pick you up some of them sometime. Them are really neat. But anyways, folks, we come into another brush pile. It's finally stopped raining. It was getting so cold, we almost decided let's just quit and go home. We hung it out a little bit longer, and we come up here and found some more brush piles and been hanging minnows in their face, and that's pretty good bass, Eric.
It is. Very nice.
Very nice. Something to write home about, right?
Yep. That's right.
I guess we got to get a picture.
Yeah, got to.
Eric's had a pretty good day, okay? Let me set this camera a little bit here, make sure we're getting me in there. He's wearing me out today. He's catching some really good quality fish, and I'm not complaining because, you know, the way the weather's been, Eric and I haven't got out a lot to fish this fall, and we're just now getting a chance to, and we finally got coming up to this new lake and learning how to fish on it. Learning where the fish are, where the structure is, and how to catch them up here. So it's been an experience. We've done really well. Come on over here a little bit more, Eric, and get them in the camera right there. That way everybody can see. Them are the two biggest ones that Eric has caught today, okay? And hopefully the camera's doing justice there, but I'm going to take a still picture and post it on Facebook. But we've had a really good day, like I said. It's been rainy, cold, nasty, and it's just been an all-around terrible day, but we've had fun. All right, well, I guess we're going to have to try that again. So,
yep.
We'll try it again, Eric.
You want to get one releasing it?
Do what?
With that, with the garment? Can you get one with there, releasing it with the garment?
Okay.
Send me those.
All right, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what? Help. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. As you can tell behind us right here, the rain's picked back up again. And look, I'm not going to complain about today. It's been a miserable day, Eric.
Very miserable.
It's been rainy, it's cold. It was foggy when we got here this morning. We had to wait an hour long for the bait place to open because the guy didn't open up. But you know what? It's actually been a really great day.
I'm not going to complain.
Me and Eric, this is our third time. Second time on the lake together. We're trying to learn Kerr Scott Reservoir up here in North Wilkesboro. And I think we're doing a pretty good job because we're catching some pretty good fish. Yep. You've caught what was your biggest crappie of your life so far, your personal best on that crappie. And we haven't weighed him yet, but Eric's going to weigh him, and when he posts it there, he lets you know what it weighs. But we want to thank you for watching today's show. We hope we taught you a little bit and showed you a little bit about what we're doing about coming up to a new lake that you don't know about and learning how to, produce fish off the lake.
Yep.
And
don't be afraid to try different baits.
Exactly. And we're still learning this lake. Any of you guys watching this show that are from around this area, if you'd like to throw us a couple of tips, trust me, we're sure we'll listen to them and try them out. So thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm Jim Carr.
Eric Stanbery.
And we'll catch you somewhere next week in the great outdoors when we do it all again. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye.